The ultimate guide to building an aquarium in Minecraft. Hey guys, it's Chad with a recent update, aquatic snapshots. Of course, people want to build nice looking aquariums in their worlds. So let's get into my ultimate aquarium guide.
So here we are inside of Minecraft, and I have been trying to create the ultimate aquarium that fixes a whole bunch of issues that many aquariums have, and my cat is laying on my keyboard. Okay, so the first thing that you notice when you start to build an aquarium is that the aquarium is really dark, no matter what you do. So we have some, this is some plain old glass here, and on the other side is the water. Now this has actually become a little bit easier lately because you can see through water a little bit better because of the light level being able to pass through water further. But you can see kind of the issue we're having with this really easy to see, completely unsee-through glass right here, and then behind it all of the water. Now first I wanted to see if different types of water had different opaqueness, and so you can see I purposely built right here next to a swamp, next to a river, and next to a warm ocean, and you can see all of the different colors here because I turned up or turned off the setting to blend the biomes. We can actually turn that back on now just a little bit, so it blends a little bit better. But I wanted to see if the water actually under here changed at all. And it does a bit, but not enough to help. I was really hoping that maybe this would be a really good tip, because you can see that the swamp right there, and it's also under here as well, right there. Swamp has a little bit darker. The river and the ocean, the warm ocean, look basically exactly the same. You can see maybe a little bit of a difference right there, but really it doesn't matter what biome. I was hoping that maybe the biome that you built it in would allow you to see through, but not really so much. Next was glass, and to see what type of glass looked the best. And I went ahead and landed on light blue. I think light blue is kind of the easiest to see through, but you can see the difference between this opaque glass. You can't see anything at all through those textures right there, and then something like this where you can actually see to the other side. So any of these stained glasses will work depending on maybe you're going for a certain feel, maybe a more rustic feel. It almost looks like the water is rusty there. And you could really do anything. On the other side, I ended up putting down the light blue glass as well, because you can kind of tell maybe over here, just that texture behind there kind of was ugly as well. Now, right here, this is barrier blocks, and you're going to have a hard time finding that in survival, but I just wanted to see the look of it, because what's interesting is you can see the color of the blue right there, but once you punch out a piece of glass, well, that blue color really changes quite a lot. So right now, it looks like the see-through color and the biome color are mismatched. And I used the place command to put all this water down, and it's kind of funny because it will allow you to kind of see all the way through there until you break this bottom, and then it'll all flow out. So anyway, that is what I came to determine was I liked light blue stained glass the best. So we put light blue stained glass all around, and then finally built our aquarium. For some reason, all my fish are kind of bunching up right in either corner of the aquarium. So let me show you how to build this now that we have kind of all of our materials chosen. First thing is find a place to build, and as you remember from the beginning, it doesn't quite matter what biome you're in. You might have slightly darker of sides depending on the biome, but I couldn't find such a big difference that it really mattered. The next step is you're going to build your base, and I went ahead and did the actual base out of stone, but you could do any decorative block at all. But the base of the actual aquarium should probably be this sandstone. it won't move because it's sandstone, and it looks pretty natural to be at the bottom of the sea floor. You can already see some sand down there with those weird lighting glitches. Another thing to try is some type of gravel, but because gravel and sand both are affected by gravity, it's much easier to build with sandstone. The next step that you're going to do is build up the glass sides, so just go ahead and place them all down. Now, you may be wondering, glass blocks or glass panes, which one is better? And I found that glass blocks were way, way, way better because the panes would not connect with the water exactly, and then you would get the texture of the pane as one texture and then the texture of the water as a completely separate texture, and it was a lot more difficult to see through. And then I also even tried waterlogging different types of blocks to see if we could get that water texture sort of more up to the front, and I couldn't figure out a good way to pull that off as well. So now that you have the glass all built, you'll want to decorate, and I decorated with a small assortment of coral. I chose blue, red, and yellow just because they're pretty primary colors, and I also did a little bit of the pink coral, and then I also grabbed the same coral plants, and then also maybe a fan or two of some of the coral. But remember that if you're doing this in survival, that you will need silk touch in order to pick up all of this coral stuff, so make sure you have the silk touch enchantment. And then also, if you were to place any of this down in your dry aquarium, after a while the coral would die, so you do need to fill it with water before you start. And the easiest way to do that is to go along one edge and fill it up, and then go along the other edge and fill it up. And because if two blocks are next to each other, then the rest will become filled in. It will fill in all the rest with source blocks. So all you have to do is go across these two edges. Uh-oh, looks like that's not gonna work for me there. What is going on here? Yep, okay, so I'm here in my normal build world in 1.12, and yeah, so this is normally how you would fill an aquarium, is that just putting water in the sides would cause the rest to fill up, but that is not happening in the snapshot. Okay, so we are just going to modify this a little bit, and there we go. Now it is filled with water. I assume that this is something that will be fixed later, basically. So once you have your area filled with water, then you are going to decorate in whatever way you see fit. And basically what I'm looking at is these little things right here and kind of how they look. And so this, I'm going to kind of create some tubes almost of stuff. Then the red one kind of looks all branchy and interesting, so we're gonna kind of, go up and then branch out and then over and branch up and then maybe do another branch over here. There you go. And that is going to be what that looks like. Well, that's just going to poke out of the top. And then, well, I've kind of run out of room, so make sure that you leave yourself enough room. Now, one thing is that when things kind of butt up against the glass here, it does kind of add a little bit of a weirdness. So I'm going to, if this is going to be the viewing area, I'm going to try to make sure you can kind of see some of the sand and stuff hit the glass there. And I'm going to try to avoid that on the side where you get the view from, and we're gonna put that right back down. Oh, looks like I can't anymore. Oh, you know what? I don't think this is a water source anymore. There we go. Yes, there we go. So that was the issue. And I think that's about all we can fit in here. You can also just hide some light in here, because light is going to be your biggest obstacle because of just how dark the water is. So if we can find, there we go, a sea lantern. We can throw a sea lantern just sort of almost anywhere. and then I can hide it with some sand so that you won't be able to see it from the other side. But also the sand will add a little bit of depth into our thing here so that it looks a little bit more like something is going on. So once you have added your coral, you know, I'm not really a big fan of that right there, so we'll break that off right there. Once you've added your coral, then it is time to add your fish or your coral fans, if you want to add any of those. Can't forget about those little guys. And in fact, I just realized those are really good to add to the front there that I was talking about, where I didn't want blocks to be in the way. That's a cool little thing to add right in front of the glass there. Looks like I'm missing a water source somewhere around here. There we go. And I've been trying to keep the plants that belong on the basically each coral type with each plant. So I'm gonna put the yellow plants on top of yellow coral and kind of just keep it that way. You don't have to do that, but I tend to like it just because I think that it kind of keeps the same look overall. Looks like I can't put a coral plant right there. But there you go. So now we have all the decorations finished. And in order to get the fish, you're obviously going to go into the world and grab a few. Now, the cod and salmon, they're just going to look like they always do. And so we're going to just add a few of those fish in there. But the tropical fish, especially if you're in creative like me, you're actually going to want to go out into the world and find a few, because you'll be able to grab, if you're in creative mode, the same fish to put down. Or, you know, if you're really, really lazy, I guess you can use this bucket and put down one tropical fish. There you go. And if you like it, use a different bucket to pick it up. There you go. And now you can put down the exact same fish a few times, so all your fish will match. We could throw down an extra one. That one kind of looks pretty cool. See if we can grab it. Whoops, didn't mean to do that and put water on the thing. Now you are going to want to jam this thing full of fish. I mean, you are going to want a lot of fish because they tend to bunch up in little areas, and even if, like, we have a lot of fish in here. Oh my gosh, that one just jumped out. We'll solve that in just a bit. Even if you have a ton of fish in here, sometimes it's easy to not see them at all because they're all in a different portion of the aquarium. So I would say put more fish than you probably expect to put into the aquarium. Next, we need to solve that issue, and you can kind of see all these water issues that we're having here. Solve the issue of the fish jumping out because they like to get near the top, especially in the shallow water sort of thing. So the first thing to do is put any type of border that you want. I put stone on my previous one, but you can really do anything. I'm gonna put wood on here just to kind of keep it something different. And then you're going to want to add some type of light source block. Sea lanterns are a little bit expensive unless you have a farm to gather these already. You could use glowstone, you could use redstone lamps, whatever the heck you want. But put some type of light source in the top because light is going to be your biggest issue. And there you go. Now you have a sick little aquarium with plenty of fish moving all around up inside of there, and it looks absolutely awesome.
Hope you enjoyed it. I put my mind to the test to figure out this issue for you guys. Let me know in the comments down below how I did. Thanks so much for watching this episode of OMGcraft. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a like. Please subscribe for future videos, tips, tricks, tutorials, and spotlights here on OMGcraft, and I'll see you next time. Bye.